The duo that came out of nowhere. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are now on the Clippers and playing together, despite the load management and all. We knew that this duo would be one of the best duos in the NBA, and now that we've seen them in action, it's like poetry in motion. But why do Paul George and Kawhi Leonard work together so well? There's so much more to this than what meets the eye. What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. You know it's serious when the guy averaging 39 points a game looks up at you and says, "Nope." And you got two of those guys on the same team, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and Patrick Beverley. And then there's the offense, but for two stars to be meshing in a way where they aren't necessarily directly involved with each other is amazing. So I want to break this down. Drop a like for how many times Kawhi smiles. 6,023. The NBA copyrighted almost all my videos, meaning I can't make any money off of them, but I love making content for you, so I am changing up the content just a bit. But what I'm saying and breaking down will not change. Check my second channel out for more content and streams just in case something happens to this channel. So to the 87% that watch my videos that still aren't subscribed, if you like basketball, show support by subscribing. It would really mean a lot. Kawhi and Paul George are some of the best two-way players in the league, so it makes sense to look at both the offense and defensive sides. So let's start with what I thought would be hard to blend: their offense. Now, Kawhi and PG started off as 3-and-D wings that would move off the ball to get open and get open shots. In the past few years, these two have become primary ball handlers capable of getting their own shots. But that doesn't mean that all their skills as off-ball players suddenly disappeared, which is very important to the Clippers spacing. That and their personalities. Kawhi is a fun guy. Both Kawhi and PG run a good amount of isolations on the Clippers. They have different styles for their ISO offense, but they use each other to help their individual offenses. For example, Kawhi gets the ball and holds onto it until the defense spreads out a bit. Now, Troy Brown Jr. probably is not the guy to be guarding Kawhi one-on-one. Kawhi has all the space in the mid-range area around the free throw line where he likes to take shots. This is when a double team would be nice. Bradley Beal wants to help, but Paul George is just one pass away. This means Bradley Beal can't help. If he does, he's giving Paul George an easy shot to heat up or giving him all the space to do whatever he wants. Kawhi spins towards the middle back towards Paul George because the defense can't help, and Kawhi gets an easy jump shot in his spot. When help does come onto one of these two players, these two are willing to pass. Here, Paul George is trapped by two Celtics defenders. Marcus Smart is hesitant to help because he's on Kawhi. PG dumps at Zubac quickly and Smart stunts on Zubac. Zubac kicks it to Kawhi, and that little bit of time is enough for Kawhi to score. This much space is way too much space for Kawhi, and Smart is not tall enough to really contest. PG and Kawhi are great shooters at the end of the day, and although they can create their shots off the dribble, both of these guys started their offensive careers being catch and shoot 3-point shooters. Although Kawhi is only shooting 30.8% from 3 this season, he's shooting 36% on catch and shoot 3s, and last season he shot 40.8% on catch and shoot 3s. It's not elite, but he's going to make you pay. Paul George is shooting 39.2% from 3 this season, including 39.6% from catch and shoot 3s. So he's not someone you want to leave open at all. So these two have their own gravity on the perimeter. Kawhi's averaging a career high in assists at 5.3 assists per game in his lowest minutes per game in a full season since 2014. Kawhi likes to hold on to the ball until defense commits. On a very similar play to the Paul George's, Kawhi gets trapped, but instead of quickly dumping it off to Zubac, he waits till Smart commits to Zubac and passes it to PG, who's open. Again, Smart leaves way too much space between him and the shooter, and it's an easy shot for Paul George. But these two don't just score from the perimeter. We know that Kawhi likes to operate in the mid-range area in slow motion. Paul George is a smooth operator that changes pace so quickly for a forward. So in these situations, again, they both use each other. Here, Paul George drives into defense after getting by Isaiah Thomas. Otto Porter wants to help but has to stick on to Kawhi. Help comes to stop Paul George, and now Otto is stuck guarding two shooters and leans towards Kawhi. He's late to react to the pass in the corner, plays catch up, and that's an easy swing to Kawhi. These drives make the defense behind, and PG knows that the defense wants to stay on Kawhi, so he's taking advantage of that. Also, Kawhi and PG do the most slow pump fakes I have ever seen. Like, the most. They're in slow motion, but they work a lot. I would show you, but I can't. You know, the whole NBA copyright and all. The best way to describe this chemistry is the chemistry Kyrie and LeBron had with each other in the 2016 season. There's this understanding of knowing how to take turns in the offense and then knowing how to play off each other without the two actually being involved in the play directly. There's also a lot of attention on both George and Leonard at the same time, leading to opportunities for others. Especially because players like Lou Williams and even Montrezl Harrell can bring the ball up. After all that happens in this game, the Celtics defense is reluctant to help off of PG or Kawhi. Marcus Smart doesn't even move. It leads to a wide open 3 for Patrick Beverley. That's the best part of Kawhi and PG. They don't need the ball in their hands for the impact to be felt offensively. They don't need to have the ball in their hands for the last shot. They want to take the last shot, but ultimately just want to win the game. A lot of times, the best shot in a clutch situation is in Kawhi or PG's hands, but they're not going to be upset if a better shot comes up. They also don't need the ball to change the game defensively. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are some of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA, period. They can guard every point guard, every shooting guard, every small forward, and some power forwards. And the best part, they understand the level of greatness each one of them have, which leads to the ultimate confidence in one another to just switch. The Clippers are third in the league in defense. Now remember, the Wizards are top 5 in the league in offense, but both PG and Kawhi are defensive leaders who communicate, like on this play. Paul George is guarding Bradley Beal, who is about to use that screen to curl. Here, Kawhi has already told PG that he's got Beal. Beal could either cut hard to the rim or slow down and roam back to the outside. Beal starts making the cut to the rim, Kawhi is there, and then he starts to roam to the perimeter. Kawhi signals to Patrick Beverley to switch. That's because Paul George has engaged IT, who literally ran into PG, who was positioned there after the switch. Kawhi goes back to covering the screener, and IT has nowhere to go, loses the ball, which leads to an easy dunk. This level of switching is just insane. It's ludicrous. It's not fair. Remember, Kawhi and PG apparently have wanted to play with each other for years. Paul wanted to go to the Spurs before the Lakers to team up with Kawhi, so now it's happening. We are seeing two guys who are superstars teaming up, but it's not the typical guard-big combo like LeBron AD or a two-guard combo like Curry and Clay or Russ and Harden. It's two guard/forward combos like Wade and LeBron, just less athletic but more defensive. Pair that with the rest of the Clippers pieces like Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, and Patrick Beverley, and now we're talking about a good mix of offense mixed with defense. Because Kawhi and PG don't need the ball to thrive, they're okay with having possessions without the ball, which lets their role players bring out their unique abilities, where it's Lou Williams' leaners or Harrell's drives from the perimeter. They just take turns and go to the hot hand. This is why, to me, it looks like poetry in motion because of these small subtleties, the IQ, the simple offense and seamless defense that revolves around one Kawhi Leonard and one Paul George. But what do you think? Will the Clippers win the NBA championship? What's the best LA team? Drop a like for the PG Kawhi duo because it's fun. like Kawhi. I appreciate all the support through all the copyright claims, and I'm streaming on the second channel tonight, so come through. And if you stayed till this point, comment duos so I know you're a real one. The Instagram shout of the day goes to Navy Eli, and the all-day notification shout goes to the channel OG Christian Blake. Thanks for the all-day support. Make sure to hit the bell for all your notifications, and if you're not a sub, hit the subscribe button, join the all-day community for more fire content, all-day support. It's your boy MJ. We out.
Just hop in my spaceship, no. Okay, just hop in my spaceship.